guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I thought since it's still the start of January, I thought it would be fun to brainstorm together about what our theories are for the trajectory of the game this year, as well as any dream updates. Let's go ahead and get into your submissions. I'm going to be training Unicorn Fairy today. I just feel like he needs justice after I completely destroyed his chances at having a cool name. Anyways, starting off strong, we have our first submission from Flower Lund, and it says, not a theory, but I wonder about what SSO would look like if the old team didn't sell the game. I've actually never thought of this. I don't know a lot of the lore that happened, even though I've been playing for 10 years. That is so interesting, and I definitely wonder the same thing. I went kind of on a deep dive on Reddit, and it's saying that the original creators sold the game to a large corporation in around 2016 or 2017, and I think that's when people started noticing a really large change. Wait a second, what is going on? It's our stable.
We need to have a chat.
I do wonder what the game would have been like if they had kept the mysterious vibe that the game used to have. While I do love the new game and everything that they've added, I do wish that they would have kept a little bit more of what made Star Stable what it is. The next one is from Druid Northfield, and it says, I honestly want updated Marwaris. I know they are Gen 3, but look how good the Frisian model looks. Also want the Marwari to wear a lot of the updated tack too. Okay, I agree. I think the Marwari is such a unique breed. They're one of those breeds that are very easy to recognize, and I think they definitely deserve their moment of redemption, kind of like the Frisian god. I think we all know that they need to retrofit the tack so badly. It's really unfortunate that a lot of the older breeds can't wear half of the tack in the game. That's a really large problem. The next one is from Applepath SSO, and it says more stabling items like blankets, standing wraps, etc. So many of you sent me this. I wholeheartedly agree with you guys. I think blankets would be so...
Excuse me?
I think that would be so fun, and I think this will start to happen because the realistic roleplay community is so prevalent in this game, especially standing wraps. I think honestly, if I'm being completely transparent, standing wraps would be kind of a nightmare to animate with the horse because standing wraps come up right in the middle of the knee, so they would have to figure out how to let the horse's leg bend properly while wearing the standing wraps. But maybe it could be some sort of prop that you could use only when your horse is not being ridden. I think blankets would be really hard to animate as well, so maybe that could be included in tack that you could put on your horse when you're not riding. Oh my goodness, I just now noticed there's a giant plat show going on over there. You're probably like, who's this running around in the middle of our show? Get out. The next one is from Jenny Nightclaw, and it says making our own coats. They have pre-made bases, and we option, oh, I cannot speak English, and we add options they give, such as pinto, snip, right front socks, splash with base coats, bay, black, gray, etc. Ooh, this is such a cool idea, and I think that would make it a lot easier for the game if they had pre-made presets kind of like that. But I think it is kind of nice to have pre-made coats like we get currently, because in my mind it's really cool to see what the artists come up with, and when they're designing a new horse, you're paying for their creative artwork. But I definitely think it's an interesting idea and something that could be integrated if breeding somehow came into the game. Next, we have a submission from Autumn Ashcraft, and it says Dino Valley to finally be updated and for the Coulters to possibly come back and continue whatever quest line they had going on. Surely they didn't just disappear, and to find out more about Ashland, etc. It's so unfortunate that they kind of abandoned the Ashland / Dino Valley areas, and I think especially with Ashland, it had a lot of cool potential. I loved the Coulters. They were so mysterious, and unlocking those fjord horses back then was unmatched. It was just such a fun experience. I felt like a true Star Stabler. It was so strange how they just randomly dropped off the map. Next, we have a submission from Regina Darkcastle, and it says more hair type. I'm just dying for the day my character can have the same curl pattern as me. I would love to see this too. I feel like especially with curly hair that it's super underrepresented in this game, and I would also like to see some more variations difference in length of hair, especially for curl types. If we could have maybe a really long curly hair, really short curly hair, and a medium length curly hair, and also things like bangs and more layers, I feel like you could add those on to any hairstyle and they could be almost like an accessory. I think that would be nice. Next, from Stephanie Rainbridge, it says, getting to change the manes on magical horses. Yes, oh my goodness, I've been dying for this too. And I get, for example, with the dragon Frisians, I understand that the magic coats can't have a customized mane because I don't even think those horses have a mane. They have scales. Not everybody wants their horse to have a shaped mane or braids on the non-magic coat of their magical horse, and it seems to me, I'm not a game designer or anything, seems to be a pretty easy thing to implement. Next, from 𝑬𝒑𝒂𝒑, I really would love more areas to explore and more story quests. I would like to see this too, especially emphasis on the new areas. We're in desperate need of a new area in this game. It's been quite a while. We've had a lot of events and kind of pop-ups, but it would be nice to see an entirely new area, and especially since we still have this whole upper section of the map. Okay, I cannot multitask. I am happy that we got quests this year, but I feel like they were just a little bit underwhelming in my opinion. I feel like we could have had them be a little more fun and give us a little more details about the characters. The next submission is from the Tea Sipper, and it says, my dream update in Star Stable is for rugs to be added and to see your home stable horses in a field somewhere. I totally agree with this, and I already touched on the blankets or rugs, but seeing your home stable horses in a field would be so cute. The OGs remember Horse Island. I was a little skeptical about that whole situation. It seemed like a scam, or like they were trying to steal my horses.
I don't know.
But it was definitely a little scary. You couldn't see your horse or what exactly was going on that island. I think it would be so cool if there was an area where we could walk outside into the pastures, but it was an area that was private to you. Okay, I'll be honest, I saw that coming. The next one is from Sasha Silverweb, and it says, updated Dino Valley with updated fjord horses and bring back the coulters.
Yes!
This is exactly my dream update. I love snowy areas, and I think it would be the perfect excuse to release new fjord horses along with the area, as well as bringing the coulters back somehow. I think that would be such a nice update and something that a lot of players have been asking for. I'm not feeling extremely positive that that will happen, but you know, I'm gonna try my best to not give up on it quite yet. But just expect, if they announce a Dino Valley update, that I'm going to be actually peeing my pants. The next one says, the pets and stable decor go down in star coins. They're both way too expensive and not a fair price. I can definitely see where you're coming from. They're definitely on the pricey side. In all honesty, I don't know that I think that they should be lowered a significant amount in the star coins price. I just really wish that there was a way that we could get it, even if it's 10,000 shillings, because you can earn that and earn it through gameplay. I think it would be really beneficial to work for that, and I feel like that kind of system is consistent in other games where you can kind of grind in the game and earn customization features. The next one is from Autumn Candlehope, and it says, I low-key want to see Spirit on the new Mustang model. That's so real. You know, that would be nice if Spirit had a comeback. But I am still to this day so sad that I never got the OG Spirit. I was 100% around when he came out, and I was just observing from afar as JoJo Siwa and Spirit were taking over the entire game. But that being said, it would be nice to have a comeback for Spirit for sure. The next one is from Alexis Applecake, and it says double cinches and Western breast collars. Ooh, yes, totally. I'm not super familiar with Western tack, but I definitely know what these things are, and I'm surprised, honestly, that they haven't added them to the game yet. Why are you backing out of the trailer? Okay, I guess we're not using the trailer. Since we don't have martingales for English tack, I think it makes sense sense that we don't have breast colors yet. The next one is from a username that I'm not even going to attempt, mostly just because it's so long. So I'm just gonna insert it here. It says, I would love all the tech to be retrofitted. Some older horses deserve to be well dressed. That's the perfect way to put it. They are the elderly. The next one is from Olivia Spiderback, and it says, I'd love to see more festivals in Star Stable and our characters to have jewelry. Yes, I agree. We have had a lot of festival type events. It would be nice to see some new festivals or just updated ones where the premise is still there, like for Halloween and Christmas, if we could still have an area but maybe there are more activities or it looks a little bit different, those kind of things. As for jewelry, I am a jewelry lover. I love jewelry. I wear it constantly, and I would love to see more piercing options as well as necklaces and bracelets. We did thankfully get rings in our Trailblazer track, which I'm very close to getting, but not quite there. Them actually continuing the original storyline and not changing the whole game. And I'd love to see the Cladrooper breed in game. They just have such a unique head shape. Okay, starting with the original storyline, definitely feels like they ended it really quickly, but I'm keeping my hopes up that they did this so that they could kind of start fresh and give us a lot more new, interesting plots and characters. As for the Cladroopers, I totally agree. I love horses with that head shape. I believe it's called a Roman nose. I used to know a horse in real life with that face, and he was just such a fantastic horse, and he was so unique looking, which I loved. And I don't believe we have a horse with that kind of head shape in the game as of right now, so that would be nice to see. The first one is from Kirsten Sapphire Walker, and it says, a desert area. I wanted to give Dune vibes. And then the next one says some sort of desert or savanna area. Oh, I've been asking for this for a long time as well. It's second behind my Dino Valley update for sure. I think it would be so nice to add a desert area. We have forests, rainforests, grasslands, snow, but we haven't gotten the desert yet. And I think it would fit in nicely in this area of the game. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I just blinded you all. I also appreciate the Dune reference. I love that movie. It's such a good movie. Would highly recommend. Horse blankets, more tack, outside pasture to see horses, and better jump mechanics. I touched on all of these in previous responses, but I definitely agree with you. And in terms of jump mechanics, I think this is the best we're gonna get in terms of the jumps matching up between all the horses and just maintaining the fact that we can jump multiple times in a row like this. Oh my word, the lag spike when you come to Steve's is absolutely terrible.
Oh my God!
The next one is from Awkward Burb Studio, and it says saddles that give your character the proper riding animations for different styles. This is such a wonderful idea. If you wore a Western saddle, for example, you would have the option to ride in a stock seat or one-handed. I think that would be so cool, and it might even make it easier to incorporate those animations if they were attached to specific items in the game. The next one says, for people who don't have windows, maybe do seasonal weather. Example, leaves for fall, cloudy for spring. Wait a second. What do you mean don't have windows? I thought you meant people who don't have literal windows, like windows in their house. Just ignore that minor brain fart. You mean windows in terms of the computer. I totally agree, especially for people who can't use Reshade because they use a Mac. I think it would be super nice if Star Stable added some more weather features. The next one is touching on a similar topic, and it's from Emily Stormshield. It says, weather in SSO, I want rainstorms so badly. Rainstorms would be so cool. I also think it would be cool if we got weather in specific areas. I don't know if you guys have ever played Zelda Breath of the Wild, but in the rainforest area, there's the potential for you to get a pop-up rainstorm. It doesn't have to be a feature that's on all the time, but maybe something that's on a clock. Next one's from Julia Youngriver, and it says, update where Gen 1s come back. I would love this so much. I miss especially the old horse market that we used to have. It just really felt like a little flea market or a farmer's market. It was so cute. I would love to maybe see this feature come back. Okay, why is there a flat show at every single arena? This is Night Star for ya. The next one is from Helene Shadowhook, and it says, adding items to favorite in global store. Wait, this actually changed my life. Absolutely amazing. because I always see something that I like and then I end up losing it. You could easily see your wish list and all of the items that you want to buy next. But I feel like if they do that in the global store, they're also gonna have to do that in her closets. The next one is from Rose Rockborn, and it says the champ ribbons being actual tack or clothes. I thought the ribbons were just for season 1. I wish SSO would add actual rewards like the Trailblazer. I agree with you. I think it would be a lot more motivating for the championship ranks if we had actual gear or tack instead of just ribbons. But I can also understand why they want to do the ribbons. If they were to release tack or clothes in the championship ranks, then that would kind of take away the point of the Trailblazer track. I think they're just trying to come up with a new, unique way to make the championship ranks different. Maybe we could get sashes instead of ribbon, or even crowns or something. I don't know. I think it could even be cool to get some sort of rose sash that goes over the horse's shoulders. Next one's from SSO.Astrid.Dreamcrest, and it says, I think my dream update would be a remake of the Irish Cobs. I would really like to see that too, but I do really still like the Irish Cobs. I think they're so adorable. They have a Star Stable feel to them. The next one says, my dream SSO update is allowing us to have little apartments. I would love this update. I love decorating spaces, and I think that would be a fun way to open another outlet for players to get involved with and customize something. However, I do think that it's pretty unlikely that that will happen given that this is a horse game. If they do add it, I think it will be very, very far down the line. Moving on to my YouTube community tab, the first submission is from BagelCat13, and it says, I want North Link Valley opened up. I also think an area with a desert climate would be super cool, as we've seen most other climates in the game. Why am I actually forgetting what North Link Valley is? Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, so it's the area kind of up by Mario's observatory. Next one is from Alina Coldway, and it says, better wardrobe design for the mobile phone, because you can just see the outline of the items and not the color. And I would love if you switch from a phone to another computer, all your clothing items are in a different color. This is also happening when you switch from a computer to another computer when they don't have the same size. I would also love the basic things like blankets and more Western tack. Sorry for the long text. Love your content. Aw, thank you so much. That's so sweet. There are no limitations. We are deep diving into all of these theories and dream updates. I wasn't even aware that this was a problem because I don't play mobile. Controls are so hard for me, especially because I always have acrylic nails. I bet if I logged into mobile right now that my closet would be not even the slightest bit organized, even though it is on the computer version right now. So I totally agree with you. I think it would be nice if there was a way that it could all be uniform so that you're organized on both platforms. The next one is from Ishi8, and it says, adding a way for you to make your own jumping courses or Western stuff for RRPs. Blankets would be nice as well as lead rope. P.S. Love you, Mooney. Aw, that's so sweet. I think that would be absolutely incredible as well. That would be so fun to create our own courses. And oh my goodness, I'm so glad you brought up lead ropes because I had that thought the other day. How is it that we have had the ability to lead our horse for so many years and we still do not have a lead rope? So we're just leading our horse in air if they don't have a bridle on. Next one's from 𝑰𝒏-𝑗9843, and it says, I would want more Western tack, breast colors, more rodeo stuff, more races in that nature, or blankets for horses. Basically more realistic tack. Another one is updating Dino or something to do with Ashland. Definitely. I'm liking to see how many other people share the same update theories and opinions. I too would like to see more rodeo styled things. I think that would be so fun if they started releasing some new Western tack and new Western features. We literally just hit that sheep like a speed bump. This is such a strange race. The next one is from 𝑦𝒏-𝘭𝘭𝘰, and it says, updated fjord, blankets, ear bonnets, breastplates, and martingales, fly mask, and more cross-country areas. I've never thought of adding fly masks. That would be so interesting. I definitely think that falls into the category of those static tack items, kind of like I mentioned earlier, like blankets and standing wraps. And I also agree that there should be more emphasis given to cross-country. If you do Western or cross-country or eventing or any of those things, you you're gonna notice what's in the game and what isn't and have those ideas for what to add. So I always love hearing disciplines that I haven't participated in. Okay, I don't think I can read a submission and do this race. This race takes a lot of my brain power. We're doing our best. Next one is from Lightning91 and it says, I would like to be able to change the mains on magic horses. I get not being able to change in the magical form, but we should be able to change in their normal code. Doing something like Dino Valley, like adding quests and possibly a home stable, the northern part of the map released. And I've touched on most of these things, but the home stable in Dino Valley, I would love that so much. I would be living my dreams. I love snowy areas and I feel like it could be such a nice peaceful home stable. Catch me moving there immediately if they ever come out with that. The next one is from 𝑰𝒏-𝑗𝑒𝑒𝑠 and it says just more realistic in general, pastures, blankets, breastplates, martingales, figure 8 bridles, breeding where specific coats on one horse can go onto the other breed, a more in-depth aging system so foals don't grow up straight away, more breeds, etc. Irish sport horses and lessons where NPCs can coach you through stuff for realistic roleplays. You live at college and take lessons and less over jumping. Wow, that's a lot. I especially would also love to see some figure 8 bridles. I think those bridles are so pretty. I don't know if you guys have played Tales of Rain Ravine, but they came out with a lesson with a writing instructor where they ask you to do specific commands. I think having something similar to that in Star Stable might be fun, just maybe as a daily race. Irish sport horses would be such a cool breed to add as well. I love Irish sport horses. I have been around a lot of them as well in real life. For the less over jumping issue, I think that would be really hard for them to change because they're trying to make it to where any obstacle you go over, you're 100% likely to not fail it. So for example, you should be able to jump over a tiny log and then also that giant fence over there. Maybe if they could change it to where if you jump from a canter or from a trot, that the jump was less big. So maybe they could incorporate it that way. Next one is from Golden Fields Schleich and it says, I would love for them to add blankets and lead ropes to match the halters, the item icons on mobile to show the item and not just a bad outline, more western tack and more western saddle pads, and last but not least, pastures paddocks for realistic role plays. I do feel like we have quite a few nice paddocks and pastures for realistic role plays, especially at the Silverglade Manor. If I'm understanding what you're saying correctly, it seems like the mobile item icons are what we used to have in the game before they updated it, and especially since we have these nice icons on the PC version, they should definitely get on top of fixing that for mobile users. The next one is from 𝑬𝒐𝒐𝑰.
Oh my gosh.
I need to get myself together. Having Valedale updated, make the trailers cheaper to travel. Love your vids, Mooney. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support, especially after we had the Wildwoods updated and all of the new features in Valedale. It would be nice if the barn and the other areas matched it. But I will say they did update the old bridge recently, which was a little bit strange because they didn't announce it. The next one is from Autumn_AEP and it says, I would love to see some more customization options for our characters, some larger running pets such as large dogs and ponies or foals, and the feature to have more than one horse out of your home stable at a time. Those are some very interesting ideas. I love it. I definitely also want some more body types and hairstyles for our characters in the game. Some larger running pets would be absolutely epic. I would love that, especially more dog breeds and even miniature ponies or little donkeys. I think that would be so adorable. The feature to have more than one horse out of your home stable, I don't know if a game like this would make something like that. Only thing I can think of is the format that a game like Genshin Impact would have, where all of your characters lined up kind of on the right side and you can switch to them at any moment. The next one is from Life with Brownie and it says, my dream update is the chat filter to get fixed. I 100% agree. It's honestly really heartbreaking some of the things that people can say in the chat, and with such a young player base, I just think it's absolutely unacceptable. And also what's really frustrating is that you can't say really normal words that aren't bad even in the slightest, but you can say curse words. I hope more than anything that they prioritize that. The next one is from Dorothy Tulip Garden and it says, more tack like lead ropes, blankets, ear bonnets, and being able to change your starter horse. Example, paying a small fee of star coins to change a different breed you own and making that horse the one you used for main quests. PS, love your vids. Oh my goodness, you guys are actually so kind. I appreciate it. That's what I'm saying. The lead ropes, that's so important. I really hope that they come out with that this year. I don't feel like I've had to pull out my starter horse for any of the main quests recently, but I do know in the older quests, you do have to ride your starter horse. So that would be really nice if you could change the breed of your starter horse at some point. The next one is from Bambi Young Man, and it says, I want Star Stable to host a vintage event where the old horses return for a short period of time to the bazaar so people would have another chance to buy now retired horses. I would use so much money on that event that I wouldn't be able to pay rents. That's so relatable. Some other things I would like, inspired by other commenters, are the updated Connemara, Irish Cob, and Fjord. They're my favorite breeds in real life, so I would love if they got a little update. Another thing is the Northlink/Shadow Valley to be released. It would be so much fun to have a new place to explore and new quests to do. That's such a great idea with the bazaar, and I also hope that they would release those horses. If they were to release a new area, I do agree that Northlink would probably be the best place to start. The next one is from Tracy Summersmith, and it says, okay, for my dream update, I'd love updated quarter horses, as that's what I mostly own in real life, and the one we have in the game are quite unrealistic and outdated. And also, I'd love to have an actual pasture behind our stables for our extra horses that don't fit in the barn. Oh, wow. Okay. And last but not least, I want them to give 200 star coins instead of 100 on Fridays. I can't really speak for the American quarter horses because I haven't been around that breed a ton in my life, so I don't really know what's breed standard for them, but I do really enjoy the ones we have in the game, but I can completely understand, especially coming from somebody who knows the breed so well, if they're not living up to the standard of the breed. The next one is from Alyssa-EQQS, and it says, I would really love some horse rugs for the realistic roleplay community, and overall I would love to be able to take two horses out at one time, like you can ride one whilst leading the other. Oh, that's so interesting. I didn't think about that when the other submission came out about riding two horses at once somehow. The next one is from Pluto Ludo, and it says, I want them to add lead ropes and blankets so bad. You and me both. I would love to see that added as well. The final submission of the day is from Selena Lightning Web, and it says, I would like to see Dino Valley completely updated fjords, Kentucky mountain horses brought to the game, changing seasons in the game, such as the trees changing color in the fall, leaves falling to the ground and making crunchy sounds, special quests that relates to each season. That's so creative. I would love to see a little quest for each season, and I've really seen an increase in the quality of the audio from this game in the past year with what we got from the robot magical horse, as well as just the updated sound effects. I think that is something they could totally add for Golden Hills or Hollow Woods in the leafy areas. Alright everyone, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I absolutely loved reading through all of your ideas. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!